for a 5-1 homestand and a sweep over the Royals here on a Wednesday afternoon in our nation's capital. Nats are 4 games over 500 and a crowd coming in through the center field gate. Looking to see one of the best teams in baseball over the last 5+ weeks. Check out the win percentages there. The Nationals with the 4th best over their last 37 games played. They've won 9 of their last 11 series. And the deeper that we get into this season, Kevin Franzen, the more that we realize this is not a joke. This is not something that we can brush away as a small sample size. The Nationals of late are one of the best teams in baseball. Hard stop.
No cap.
No cap.
No cap. No, look, I think it's a huge, it's a feather in the cap right now for them. And it's just like, okay, so this is the baseline. I feel like you've set the tone for where the baseline is for this year. And they're a week removed from trying to sweep the Giants, which they had it in hand and then didn't. And so they're in this spot where you're looking at them going, man, we can still even be better, right? We can still move forward. And how do you do that? You learn how to sweep, and you got to do it today.
They're 0 for 5 in their last 5 opportunities to sweep a team. They can do that today to Kansas City, and this has become the Nasim Nunez series. He's come to the plate 7 times in this series. He's reached base in all 7, including 2 triples, and he's got 5 runs scored to go with what has become his usual fantastic defense. Robbing balls that have left the bat in the air, taking away balls on the ground, and running the bases with abandon. Nasim and the Nats in search of one more win on this stellar homestand. A little steamy here in our nation's capital today. Last couple days it was perfect around first pitch. Temperature today in the mid-80s. Light breeze and humidity a bit up from where it has been. Going to heat up as the Nationals make their way out of town as well. Change to the Royals lineup in Game 3 of this series with a right-hander on the mound. They're going to have the left-handed hitting catcher Carter Jensen lead off for them. Whit Caglione remain 2 and 3 with Lane Thomas now in the cleanup spot after his home run yesterday. Massey, Perez, Rave, Lofton, and Collins round out the 9 for the Royals.
Yeah, Zach Littell on the mound, 15th time this year. 11th start for him, 6 and 5, 5.32, 66 innings that he's had. Coming off bad start against the Seattle Mariners. And what did they do? Only 39 swings in 56 pitches. 27 of them foul balls, and we are 1 for 1 today.
They had a plan, they stuck to it, and it worked. His first dud in quite a while. Didn't make it out of the 2nd inning. Both starting pitchers going head-to-head in this series finale. Coming off rough ones their last time out. So Littell looking to bounce back. Jensen 1 for 4 with a run driven in this series, and he takes ball 1.
You know, talking to Simon Matthews after that start, and the one thing that he was glad it was Zach Littell, not one of the younger guys, because he was able to, like, at least stay composed for the most part. Younger guys, they just don't know sometimes how to react, especially someone swinging so much. How are you going to go and respond? And he goes, I know results didn't end well, but he goes, it could have been worse. Maybe younger guy that didn't have much experience out there doing it.
Well, part of what has led to Zach Littell's success over the last 6 weeks has been that he's been filling up the strike zone. He's been on the attack. When that kind of gets flipped against you, how do you respond? This one far down the right field line and out of here. Carter Jensen, a leadoff homer. 17th home run surrendered by Littell this season, and Kansas City out to a very early 1-0 lead.
This is what we saw the other day too. A couple splits that hung up in the zone that were hit pretty good. Yep, a bomb against Seattle. This one, same thing. Split up, but it stays in. That is on a tee for Carter Jensen.
Happy zone for the 22-year-old catcher.
Home run number 17 given up.
And 9 this season for Jensen. Put into the leadoff spot today, and he delivers. Now Bobby Witt Jr., 3 for 7 in this series. Couple walks, couple runs scored, stolen base.
I think the way you put it yesterday was a very Bobby Witt day.
Yeah. Even if he's not leaving the yard, finds a way to fill the box score. Batting .290 on the season, 9 homers, 29 driven in. Ground ball up the middle. Nunez from the shortstop side of the bag. Hops up and throws out Bobby Witt. More tremendous defense in this series from Nasim Nunez.
Wow. That's all you have to say. Wow. Nas going to his right. Guy that averages 4.16 down the line, and Bobby Witt Jr. from the right side is just flying.
It wasn't close at first base.
Look at how quickly. There's no step. He gets up. He surfs.
Set it in the open. This has become the Nasim Nunez series. One on Jack Caglione. 23-year-old slugger, 2 for 8 in this series with a double and a hit by pitch. Struggled in his first taste of the big leagues last year. 62 games, he batted .157, OPS in the low 500s, but he's finding it this year, and he drops a little looper into right for a 1-out single.
Let's take another look at that play that Nasim made. A little floater right there. So who's making the great play now? That if we're going hit, great play, hit.
Lane Thomas, a line drive out to left. Not a great play, but Lyle squeezes it for the 2nd out. More early count swings from this Royals team.
And here's the Nats D behind Zach Littell today with Dalen Lyle in left field. Dylan Cruz in center and James Wood out in right. Meade Abrams left side, Nunez and Garcia Jr. on the right with Caber Ruiz behind the plate.
Two away for Michael Massey. Making his first start of the series. Located heater. Massey in his 5th season with the Royals. Strong defender at second base, limited to just 77 games last year due to an ankle sprain. Good move over there by Littell, but Caglione back. Squares to bunt, pushes it foul, 0-2. Curtis Meade now can retreat deep into the 6 hole. Says, forget that, I'm going right to a normal shortstop position, even further toward the second base bag. Caglione off first. Another check on him. Royals 56 stolen bases as a team this season, 11 most in Major League Baseball, but the bulk of those coming from Bobby Witt Jr., the Major League leader in that category.
Where do you think that Carter Jensen ball was not a home run at? It says 29 of 30 parks.
That's a great question. Down the line at 350 feet? I don't know that I have a guess.
Coors Field. They said, I guess, because of the wall, I guess.
Huh.
They didn't take into account altitude. Just sometimes you see some of those and you're like, yep.
I was just guessing 350
It's only
feet.
96 off the bat.
366 feet, and it still doesn't leave at Coors Field.
Yeah, no, I call, you know what I call.
Yeah. From 0-2 to 2-2 now to Massey. Caglione takes off as Massey pops one up. Shallow center for Dylan Cruz. So Littell allows the leadoff homer. Gets the Nats out of the top of the first, trailing 1-0.
What?
There is your National League leader in OPS. James Wood will lead off for the Nationals for the 75th straight time, followed by Garcia, Meade, and Abrams. Dylan Cruz now posted up in the number 5 spot with Lyle, Batting sixth, Keibert Ruiz back in there for the second time this series, with Jose Tena DHing ahead of Nasim Nunez. First pitch on the way from Luinder Avila. Low to Wood.
Yeah, the 6'3", 24-year-old out of Caracas, Venezuela. Made his 5th start of the year, 14th appearance. As Dan said earlier, coming off a rough one against the Houston Astros, where he gave up 5 hits, 8 earned runs, 2 homers, 3 walks in 2/3 of an inning. Some of those runs given up by the inherited runners on scoring.
In there with strike one to Wood to make it 2-1.
But you're going to see a 4-seamer up there at 97, 98. Little slider, curveball. Very spinny on his slider and curveballs.
Behind Wood, 3-1. James on this homestand, 8 for 19, 2 doubles, 2 homers, 3 walks, 5 driven in. And attacking a 3-1 pitch in the zone, fouls it off left side. That National League best 967 OPS. If you rank first in OPS in the league, I think you deserve to be an all-star starter. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed.
Oh, that thing took off. Let's check out his pitch arsenal for Avila. Statcast 3D, powered by Google Cloud, with the sinker, slider, 4-seamer, curveball, changeup. You see how powerful that slider is down in the zone. Huge form right there. Slugging percentage on all of those. Again, he gets ahead. Different pitcher than when he falls behind. 12 for 20 when he falls behind against him this year. 12 for 20, 950 slug.
And 2 batters in to the bottom of the first. Luis Garcia Jr. wants to challenge. It's ABS powered by T-Mobile.
It doesn't matter.
Washington has 1 challenge remaining.
It doesn't matter at this point in time. 0-0 count.
First inning. Type of things that drive a manager crazy. 1-1 now to Garcia. 3 for 7 in this series. 5 for 19 on the homestand with 4 driven in. Low, but called strike 2.
I'm just going to be like, I feel like Bill Miller's just going to take advantage of this. They get out of it.
Garcia pulls it foul. Yeah, in some ways, Franny, the ABS challenges, you know, obviously you can flip a count, you can benefit yourself as a hitter, benefits your team. You also keep the home plate umpire in check. And I'm not saying that he's looking to miss calls later in the game, but you're able to check his authority. And if you run out of them, there are some managers who might feel like an umpire can expand.
I think a lot of them think that. In talking to a lot of them.
So it's the crew chief Bill Miller with the balls and strikes today. The 2-2 to Garcia. Sent hard out towards Bobby Witt Jr. He saw Nasim Nunez make a web jam, and he says, anything you can do, I can do better.
Well, good swing right here by Louis. Look at that nice little easy slide, little plant throw, and just an absolute seed. He doesn't have like this crazy long throwing arm action, right? Almost like a catcher, like the way that he gets up into the arm slot.
Brings up last night's star, one of them, Curtis Mead. Takes, oh my goodness. Strike one well above the zone.
I mean, is that the second 2 days that we haven't even seen the box in our review there? And he called him on, like, this is a joke already.
Ryan Walsh said he went too far, 0-2. Meade, the 3-run homer last night that put the Nationals on top for good. Can't call that one a strike. 1-2.
Well, he could.
Meade now with 7 home runs in his last 21 games.
Oh, last night, the battle to get to this pitch right here. Fouled one off that was just nasty. Leaves one up in the zone from Daniel Lynch, the 4th. Miles responds. Curtis Meade waving to the bullpen. Man, that was needed.
Came immediately after the Royals had tied the game in the away half of the inning. Well done by Meade here to work the count from 0-2 to 3-2. Check out the overall improvements we've shown last year to this year. How about his first 3 years in the major leagues combined compared to this year? More than double the at-bats. Outperforming the last 3 years, but striking out there to end the first. So 2 Ks for Avila, using a big zone to his advantage.
1-0 in the top of the second. Nationals going for the sweep. One big reason why the Nasim Nunez game yesterday. After the game, he said it was my best big league performance, in my opinion. It was pretty cool. I showed off all my tools, and we came out with a win, and even bigger, a series win at home. That I haven't been playing my best baseball, and things haven't been going my way, but talking to my friends and family, coaches and teammates, I just keep showing up. And they give me that advice, and I give myself that opportunity to play like this. He said one thing that I'm doing well, even when Tyler Smarzlak, the field coordinator, says something to me that I don't like and I get mad and defensive, I then come back around after I've thought about it and say, you know what, you were right, let's get to work. That sort of self-reflection and accountability is what is really holding this clubhouse together and bonding this team. And Naz saying, you know, I'm part of that too. It's pretty impressive for a young group, Dan.
Thanks, Alexa. Yeah, we've talked about how you can give guys all the coaching that you want, but if they're not open to the feedback that they're receiving, to the constructive criticism that they're receiving, that coaching only goes so far. Salvador Perez flying out to left for the first out in the second.
Well, nothing like massaging out a triple to right field for Nasim Nunez last night. 11-11, home to third in that, and then hammers one to right center field. He thought he hit a homer, but let's remember, no pop. You got to hit a few before you got to know, you know.
This one squared up out to left center. Dylan Cruz giving chase, watching it fly out of here. John Rave, just his 5th career big league homer. First this season in his first official at-bat at the major league level this season. And 2 solo shots off Littell have made it 2-0 Kansas City.
Four-seamer into the zone right there that he just hammers. 106 off the bat, backspun. You could see it with that barrel stain on top. Getting through the ball. Like a James homer. Just how low that was.
Wondering earlier today, with as steamy as it is this afternoon, whether we might see the ball fly a bit more out of here than it has the last few days.
Kansas City is challenging the strike call.
Lofton not convinced that was strike one.
Kansas City has 2 challenges remaining.
Some big misses so far from Bill Miller.
Like that to me is a good one based on that's 100%. Like that was 100% you knew was way off. The borderline early 0-0 counts you just can't do. You just can't do it. You can, but then you're going to be without one.
Littell's fallen behind Lofton. 2-0, now 3-0. Well, Littell's last outing, that one against Seattle that we were talking about, his first loss since April 28th at the Mets. It's the Nationals' first loss in a game started by Littell since May 9th at Miami. They had won 5 straight games that he started. It was dynamite through the month of May.
Yep. But for the first time we saw him get jumped. You don't see pitchers, you don't see teams like what the Mariners did do what they did.
You might see it, somewhat throughout the game.
For
an inning or two.
And I know it was an inning and 2/3, but
they
it was
were
like
so consistent with their approach of swinging at nearly everything that he threw.
What do we have? It was like the first 14 of the first 16, 17 pitches were swings.
Yeah.
To me, that I don't understand how you can get in a rhythm of understanding what you need to do. Because no matter if he got them to chase in those counts, they fouled him off, right? Like it was just like, where do I go?
So Littell issuing a walk to Lofton after the homer by Rave. Simon Matthews out to try and settle him down. Littell, great career numbers against this Royals team. 12 games, only one start in there, but overall a 2.86 ERA, 18 strikeouts to just one walk against the Royals prior to today. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Isaac Collins. Way up with the heater, 2-0. 18 homers now surrendered by Littell this season. 15 of them to lefties, including the Jensen and Rave solo shots today. Up in the zone with the slider for strike one. Floats the splitter to the outer edge, and that should have been strike two. Whole ball in the zone there. This is what losing a challenge so early in the game does, is it makes you gun shy the rest of the way.
And having, 2 days ago, losing it all in the first inning. I mean, for Cabert, he doesn't want these guys to get gun shy, but guess what? You're going to be.
Three and two. Going as this one's sent out to center. Dylan Cruz under it. Lofton locates the baseball and will head back to first with 2 down.
Well, it's a cross-sport celebration at the ballpark on Thursday, June 25th. Watch the Nats when the Phillies come to the Capitol and score a Nationals soccer jersey presented by Budweiser. Join the party at nationals.com/promos.
Two down, top of the order, Carter Jensen. Bernie, we've talked about how home plate umpires, if they want to, can check in with the ABS operator to kind of confirm their zone based on what the ABS technology is showing throughout the course of a game. Maybe get some checks and balances from that guy if the home plate umpire wants it, but he has to ask for it. And I could imagine there might be some veteran guys that feel confident about the zone that they're calling that don't check in with the ABS operator that day, and they're just going to call their zone.
Yeah, he turned off the mic. He turned it off. Bill, you're not good right now.
Didn't get through.
Didn't get through. Bad reception.
Good splitter there by Littell to get ahead of Jensen 1 and 2. Up and away. Royals trying to salvage one in this 3-game series. A little over a month ago, they were a game and a half back of Cleveland for the AL Central lead. Since then, they're 10-24. Worst record in baseball.
Crazy.
That's lined over the head of Nunez. The third Royal to reach here in the second inning. We'll put 2 on with 2 out for Bobby Witt Jr.
Length through that, trying to get around it. Just everything up. Nothing down at the knees right now. It's like almost like the feeling of you're facing a knuckleballer. See it high, let it fly. See it low, let it go.
Already 22 pitches thrown by Littell here in the second. Now he has to deal with Bobby Witt Jr. with 2 on. With the only player in Major League history to record at least 20 homers and 30 stolen bases in each of his first 4 seasons. Only 2 players have more such seasons in their entire Major League career in the history of the game: Bobby Bonds and Barry Bonds. Bobby had 9 of those seasons.
Oh, so it's a father-son thing. He likes that. He knows
Keep it in the family.
Yep.
Barry had 7 of those seasons. Witt well on his way, 9 homers. 27 bags already. Littell's 2-1 to him. Popped up. Playable in foul territory for Garcia, so Littell allows another solo shot, but strands 2 in the second. Here comes C.J. Abrams, ready to lead off bottom 2.
You know you can vote every day to make your favorite Nats players all-stars. Scan the QR code to cast your 2026 Konami eBaseball MLB All-Star ballot or visit MLB.com/vote.
Coincidence that we're reading that promo right as C.J. Abrams is ready to lead off?
Keep him in front. Build it up.
This is not among National League shortstops. This is among all National League hitters. They'll lead off bottom 2 after Luinder Avila worked a 1-2-3 first. A couple strikeouts. Fastball touching 99 to get Curtis Mead to end the frame. Up and in. Abrams 5 for 20 on the homestand. Changeup floated middle of the plate, and Abrams fouls it off. Avila might have some good vibes facing this Nationals team. They're the squad that he saw in his big league debut last August 13th in relief. Worked a 1-2-3 8th inning with a strikeout. Got some high leverage appearances back in March. 2 relief appearances for Team Venezuela in the World Baseball Classic.
That's to keep everyone honest right there. I mean, it's a free and easy arm right now that we see. But you could tell, I mean, in all honesty, like when he's ahead in the count, the freer he is with that slider, you know, the changeup that you have. When he's pounding the strike zone, getting ahead of guys.
There's the slider down and into Abrams.
I just think that you understand it when you see it. He has a little bit more confidence going to it.
Payoff pitch. Abrams swings through the slider. 3 strikeouts through the first 4 batters faced for Avila.
Just a spinny slider right there at the top. Doesn't do a whole lot. It does, but I mean, at the top you're going, all right, it's going to go down just a little bit and just stay right there almost like a cutter.
Dylan Cruz, 1 for 8 in the series with a homer. Takes a high, strike one. Two homers on the homestand. 3 in his last 10 ball games. Reaches out and pops one into shallow center. Coming in is Lane Thomas. Gets there with ease. And there's 2 down. Time now for today's Liberty Mutual Insurance Field coverage. Nationals have won 9 of their last 11 series, and if you go by series win percentage, dating back to May 12th, they are the best team in Major League Baseball. That is insanely impressive.
It is amongst those teams that you're on top of.
And this is while facing a lot of first place teams or incredibly talented teams during that span. Series wins over a first place team in the Mariners. The Diamondbacks were playing good ball when the Nationals faced them. Padres, Guardians, Braves. Galen Lyle behind 0-2. Ground ball out to second. Massey is there. So 6 up, 6 down so far for Luinder Avila. When we come back, Jacob Young going to join us on headsets. Maybe he'll toss it on over that towel. Two 2-0 Royals as we go to the third. Jacob Young kind enough to make his way out of the dugout down into the camera well and toss a headset on for us. JY, how we doing?
Doing well. How you guys?
Doing fantastic. Thank you. This warm weather, much to your liking, I'm sure.
Yeah, I can't wait to go to Florida tonight.
Yeah. Jacob, so much talk over the last couple weeks about your ball club. You guys are 4 games over 500. You're playing so well. Everyone's trying to figure out the biggest reason why. How would you explain it to those who might ask that question?
Man, that's a tough one. I would honestly just say belief. What it feels like. Every day it's just going to the clubhouse. You know, we know what we're walking into. I think there's a lot of good, like, set roles, I guess you could put them on, but we kind of just know what our job is and how to kind of do what we want to do, and we're having a lot of fun. Energy's high all the time, especially with the young staff and the young players, and it's been a lot of fun.
Fans might hear that, Jacob, and say, well, what, you guys didn't believe in yourselves last year? Like, a team probably believes in itself every spring training. What has separated this group?
Yeah, man, I don't know. I want to kind of say just the youth of it. It makes a lot of the feeling like we all kind of, even guys who, you know, maybe like someone like CJ or Woody who have had good years and people know who they are. We all are in that prove it kind of mindset where we want to make a name for ourselves. And I think when you want to do that individually, it kind of starts working out as a team. And then once you kind of start winning a few games, you have a couple successful months early as an offense especially. You know, you just start believing in yourselves more. Confidence is a funny thing, and that's kind of, I think, where a lot of it's come from.
Now, you guys are kind enough to let me join you guys in the cage and watch and talk and do all that stuff in general, and I find it to be just a fun atmosphere. You guys created like a vibe in that cage that's like an off-season type thing where you're going to hit with your buddies. Does it feel like that for you?
1000%. You know, I think they set up the cage this year really well. Honestly, it's a funny thing to think about, but just the seating in there, like with the couches, and just I think we all also it's just a fun thing to like be in there and watching each other compete, whether it's traject or just flips. You know, some guys, you know, it's the one place where I think, oh no, Lane.
Out to left center, Dylan Cruz giving chase, and that one's going to leave the yard as well. Lane Thomas, his second home run in as many games.
He loves hitting here, huh?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's just been fun down there in the cages, and you know, it's a great place for all of us. Just go down there, not have to worry about anyone else, just us players and the hitting coaches, and kind of having fun and getting better.
And it just feels like you guys, like, in all honesty, you guys are in there, you're not on your phones, you're talking to each other, but you guys are. You know, I was talking to Woody about it yesterday. You guys are like each other's coaches. Like you're not coaching each other, but you guys are so in tune with one another.
Yeah.
On the hitting side, that's a different vibe.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I think there's a lot more confidence just to say something to each other in terms of hitting. Like, and the hitting coaches love it, honestly. Like,
you're invested in each other,
yeah,
right?
and we know that we aren't going to give each other some advice that is crazy, but like it's small things that might work for us, and if you take a little snippet of it and it works, why not? So that's kind of the thing we've been doing. We kind of just have like it's like a round table, you know, just kind of throw things out there at certain guys at certain times, and maybe they'll love it.
Dylan Cruz goes back on this one, onto the track, and this is going to leave the yard as well. Thomas and Massey go back-to-back. 4 home runs for the Royals today, and they're on top 4-0.
This microphone thing might not be my thing, guys.
Yeah, blame Jacob.
It's all your fault.
Jacob, we, as we see Massey touch home to make it 4-0, we've been talking up here about the mix with your hitting coaches this year, the 3 of them, and how it feels like they all kind of complement each other well. They bring different backgrounds, different, experiences to this. How have you and your fellow hitters felt that?
For sure. I mean, I honestly don't know if you can get 3 different people to come together, but it's the perfect match. I mean, you have someone like Borgs who's been around the big leagues for a long time and just hitting for a long time, understands kind of the day in and day out of what it's like, how long a season is, the ups and downs, the game planning of certain situations. And then you got someone like Ait who, really understands, has been driveline for a long time, but just understands a lot of swing things, a lot of, he's made game plans for a lot of big leaguers for years now too, so he understands a lot of game planning and that type of stuff. And then you have Sho, who's actually been in the big leagues, played in it, and he understands the grind of it and maybe some of the silly or stupid little cues that might just work for you that day, and how it is just such a day-to-day game. And I think when you mix all through that together, we all gravitate towards some, like, one coach. I think almost every day, like what coach you need that day is kind of the coach you go to, and we have a mixture of 3 perfect ones.
How much has the game planning changed towards you and what you've tried to do this offseason to get to the new swing, kind of like the areas that you can cover now?
Yeah, it's been a lot of different things. It's like, I think almost every guy would say it changes all the time. Your swing changes throughout the season, and the way pitchers pitch you changes throughout the season. So it's just understanding how they're trying to attack me, and how I can get that swing off, and just have the confidence that I am able to do damage now, and try to, not just trying to put the ball in play.
2 outs here, top 3. Littell behind Rave 2-0. Keibert Ruiz going to challenge that 2-0 slider.
Catcher's challenging the ball call.
We need this.
It's there.
Looked like it was in there. Looked like it was comfortably in there. There it was.
Pitch is a strike. Washington has 2 challenges remaining.
You've been pretty good at this. I mean, but let's be honest. Like, what are the conversations with each other about the challenges?
Yeah, it's tough, man. I think, we want to do whatever you can to keep one, no matter what. It's just been proven that the zone gets bigger when, especially as hitters, when you don't have any challenges. So I think keeping one's huge, but I think the catchers have I think we want to make sure that they feel the confidence to use them, because we want to make sure this they're confident when to use them and to use them, because there's a lot of swing pitches and they see it the best. So I think it's just using them in the right situations been the biggest conversation.
Littell picks up his first strikeout of the ball game. Jacob, you mind staying another half inning with us?
No problem.
All right, 4-0 Royals.
Find your plans answers now at the Home Depot.
4-0 Royals here at Nationals Park. Jacob Young staying with us for another half inning, trying to generate some offense for his boys as Keibert Ruiz is set to lead off. So Jacob, we talked about you a little bit offensively. I want to dive in a little more. 8 home runs this year, 28 driven in. Obviously there's more that you want to accomplish, and you feel like there's more in there. What do you think has been the biggest factor this year for you personally that has allowed you to tap into that power and just generate some more offensive success?
Yeah, I think it's hard to kind of say it's one thing. I mean, obviously the bat speed's helped when you do put a good swing on it, but I think a lot of the past stuff I've done just to make sure I can get the ball off the ground has been the biggest thing for me. I think a lot of success for me right now is not out of what KB.
It's a line drive out to right for Ruiz, who's now got a hit in 8 of his last 9 games.
He's swinging it really well right now. But I just think that, just getting the ball off the ground is the biggest thing for me. So just knowing that's my goal and counting my success by that, maybe more than certain stats right now.
Well, let's talk about Avila today, because, I mean, he's coming off a rough outing where I think everybody knew about it against the Astros, and Jordan hitting 2 homers, only one of them being off him. But what do you see from him and the game plan against him, because the arm is live? Yeah,
the stuff's really good. I mean, there's no hiding that. I think last start, really where he got himself into trouble is just he got behind in counts, and that's kind of, I think, the goal for us was today. Try to get him behind in counts. That way he has to come to you, because that's when the stuff gets hit pretty hard. But when he's ahead, the stuff's electric. There's a lot of chase in there, and so it's just one of those things where he's kind of effectively wild, and you can tell he's kind of feeling it today. His velocity's a little up on everything, and so I think if we just get into some better counts here, we'll start kind of having more offense and start driving the ball a little bit.
Jacob, for the vast majority of people watching and listening who have never been in a hitters meeting in the major leagues before, what goes into that before a series, before a game? What sort of information is presented to you? How is it presented to you to get you ready for that day's starting pitcher?
Yeah, I'm sure it's different for a lot of teams, and it's also different for every player. A lot of players, I think, know pretty much what's going on before they get to the meeting, and the meeting's more of a review, just because they're talking to everybody at that time, and it's different usually for player to player. So I think that what we do a good job of as a team is we present a lot of information, and each player kind of focuses on what they like to focus on, simplify the little things and pick out what they want to focus on and go from there.
It's not like 2013, 2014, the last couple of years playing. It was like, this guy's got a fastball, a little sinker, he'll cut you, he'll change you. Yeah, curveball too, and then you go,
now
next
go get
guy.
him.
There's the next guy.
That's spring training. It's funny, we talked to Show about it a lot. Show, when we talk about reports, he's like, when I played, man, we don't know why this guy's fastball at 90 plays so well. It just does. So be ready for it. And nowadays we know, it's probably has some VAA or some vert or whatever it is. And so there's just a lot more information that can be had. And as long as you kind of know what the information means to you and how to use it, I think it's very helpful.
What about in games, JY? In between at-bats, we see you guys going to the iPad. Sometimes it's individually, sometimes it's with teammates around you.
I would say most of the time it feels like teammates are all around you.
Especially this year. Franny and I have noticed that a lot, that it's guys crowding around and talking through things as a group.
Yeah.
What are those conversations like, and what specifically are you looking at?
Yeah. I would say 95% of the time we're looking to see if the pitch was where we thought it was, whether that's a strike or ball. That's honestly one of the biggest things we do. But especially early in a game, we want to see how he's attacking the other guy. So once Meade hits or Cruz hits, I want to see a righty that he attacked, how he attacked him. And the lefties do the same thing, and they know kind of what the game plan was going into the game. So is he following that game plan, or is he maybe straying away from it and doing something different against us? So I think that's the main conversations on why it's like a group thing, is we want to kind of see how he's attacking everyone else, so that we kind of have a step ahead before we get up there. And you don't want to waste your first at bat. They all count. So just get up there before then and figure it out.
I mean, first time through, 53% first pitch strikes over the year, but he's 8 for 9, right?
Yeah,
like tonight.
Exactly.
So does that change your guys' thought process going, right, talking to one another?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, it definitely is something we're going to take notice to, but it's also something that can backfire if you're too aggressive to it. He's 8 for 9 now, but if he's a guy that can kind of lose command a little bit, so you don't want to automatically start swinging first pitch, because then all of a sudden he throws 3 in a row, and you've chased 3 in a row on first pitches. Now you put him right back in the driver's seat. So I think it's a long game, staying patient, and just it only takes a couple of hitters to kind of maybe get some runners on and mess. Oh, that's a hit. That's a hit.
As a squibber out to Lofton, and Nasim Nunez has been aboard in all 8 plate appearances in this series. Now,
has he really?
5 for 5. Yes, 5 for 5 with 2 walks. He's been a force, and there's 2 on with 1 out for James Wood.
Well, hit him where they ain't.
Hey,
just
that's
put
the game.
Ball play. There you go. No, you look at this. You're a part of a situation the other day where you guys scored 5 runs on 17 pitches, 7 first pitch balls put in play.
Yeah.
Like, you've never been a part. You can't be a part of that unless it's the last day of the minor league season.
yeah, exactly. It's one of those things where it's almost the exact opposite approach to something like today. Like, that guy's gonna be around the zone, and don't let him get ahead. You know, attack something you like early. He was throwing a lot of heaters that day, and we were on it, and it was fun to watch. Just that's when I was talking about confidence earlier. It's once you see a couple guys before you hit some balls hard, man, you can't wait to get in that box because you kind of feel like you're going to do the same thing.
0-2 on James Wood, who could make this a one-run game with one swing. Avila's 0-2 offering is rolled over to first. Maglione will flip to his pitcher. 2 runners move up, and there's 2 down. Jacob, you've gotten to know James Wood over the last few seasons. What should people who don't know him and kind of his quiet personality and demeanor, what should they know about him?
Well, first of all, before anyone knows anything about him, they should look up at the scoreboard and go vote for him for the All-Star game.
There you go.
Because the fact he's not starting right now on the fan vote's insane. You know, I believe he's the best outfielder in baseball. So I don't know, especially with, I guess, the guy in New York's not playing right now. So I think he's literally the best player outfielder in baseball. So I think that's the first thing. We need to get him in that game. But I would say just how smart and in tune he is with baseball. You know, he is quiet and just how competitive he is. Whether it's the chess games we play in the clubhouse or just hitting, you know, he can sit down and chew your ear off about hitting for hours, and he understands, you know, just what makes a good hitter and why he's a good hitter. And it's honestly one of the more fun conversations to have is talking to James about hitting.
Do you also look up at the scoreboard afterwards and go, that was a 23-year-old talking to me about it? Like, that's the part where it just baffles me.
Insane.
The knowledge, the experience that he already has, and he's willing, like, he's able to verbalize it.
Yeah, and I mean, I've watched it happen now since low A, and it hasn't. I mean, he's always been an unbelievable hitter, but just the understanding, I think, of why he's so good and what makes him so good has been so much fun to watch over the last few years.
And also, like, his knowledge of you guys.
Yeah.
Like what you guys do well. Like, he's not coaching you guys. It's part of the whole thing. Like,
he can tell you. He can tell you what's going on with your swing pretty quick. Oh, sit.
Garcia out to right. That'll stay up for John Rave. So the Nationals strand 2 in scoring position. Jacob, thanks for spending an inning with us, buddy. Great chatting with you.
Speaking of Rave reviews right there, Jay.
Reviews for Jay. The 4th inning of Nationals baseball is brought to you by your Washington area Toyota dealers. Shop Toyota for legendary style and reliability. Check out the all-new RAV4 at Toyota.com. 4-0 Kansas City as we go to the 4th here in D.C. And we're happy to have Michael Milken with us yet again, back for another year with the Prostate Cancer Foundation. And he joins Kevin Franzen and myself here in the booth. Michael, it's great to see you as always.
Fantastic to be here in this beautiful ballpark on a beautiful day.
No doubt. And a lot to talk about with the Prostate Cancer Foundation. You always go around Major League Baseball to spread the word about the importance of testing and raising funds. And you guys have now raised more than $1 billion.
Well, with the help of the Washington Nationals and the awareness in Major League Baseball, it's been quite a journey. These are the 18th teams I've seen this year.
There you go.
We start going into double headers, so tonight is Boston and then Philadelphia and so on.
Lined out to center field, backing up Dylan Cruz, and he'll make the catch.
Would you
on the track
ever imagine raising that much money for this?
It's been a long journey, but when you think 1 in 8 men get prostate cancer, it's the most diagnosed for men non-skin cancer. This program with the Washington Nationals MLB has been the #1 awareness program. As I was walking around the park today earlier, a number of people said, you know, I saw this, that simple blood test reminded me. I went and got it, and I either caught it earlier or I didn't have it. And so it's made a huge difference. And today there's more than 4 million men in the United States living who've had prostate cancer. 4 million living normal lives. So thank you, Lerner family, watching that, and you guys have made a big deal by mentioning it.
Out to center. This will bring Dylan Cruz in, and we'll have to play it on a bounce. So a single for Isaac Collins with 1 out here in the 4th. Michael, why is early detection of prostate cancer so important? What data, what information do you have on the importance of the testing if it shows that you have prostate cancer, finding out early?
Well, any cancer, any life-threatening disease, the earlier you find it, the easier it is to deal with it. And so In this case, 98% chance to live a normal life if you catch it early. And the money, for the $1 billion we put in, we had matches of $10 billion over this period of time. And there's now 15 new therapies approved if you didn't catch it early. So this is one of the diseases there's been a dramatic change. When I was diagnosed in '93, there was really nothing. Today, there's tremendous hope for man. And if you think about how the world has changed for everyone that's got cancer, 1 in 2 men get some form, 1 in 3 women. We had 2 people run for president of the United States who had prostate cancer. 90% of the population doesn't even know it. It wasn't an issue in the campaign. If it was 93, it would have been a major issue in the campaign. So John Kerry and Mitt Romney both had prostate cancer.
What's the hesitancy for people to do it, to go out and
The
get tested?
hesitancy to get a simple blood test?
Yep.
Men don't go to the doctor, women go to the doctor. I mean, when I think over the decades, I had people tell me, I'm perfectly fine. All I can get is bad news if I go to the doctor, so I'm not going to the doctor. So obviously that is not the strategy, and today, the sooner you identify something, the simpler it is to deal with it. And one of the things a lot of people don't do, if I reflect over the decades, is they do very little at the beginning and are willing to do everything at the end. If you did a little more at the beginning, it wouldn't have a reoccurrence. So now today we're getting $30,000 for every Nationals home run, and we get 0 for every Kansas City home run. So we had distributed a memo.
Yeah.
It seems to have been confused so far.
We mixed messages.
That's all right.
on
We're
this.
passing the word along down there. They're getting it. 2
But-
and 2 now coming from Littell to Jensen with a man aboard. Floats away with the sinker. 3 and 2 now.
But you've had the best record in baseball here last 10 or 11 games. So we were excited coming in, and the Nationals actually win about 60% of the games when we're here in the ballpark. So we're hoping for a rally as the game goes on.
Long way to go. Swing and a miss at the plate, I believe. Tag applied by C.J. Abrams down at second as Collins went tumbling in. Everybody looking around. Second base umpire.
He wanted to check early.
They said he did not swing.
No, but they didn't even put it down there. And a great throw would have got him right in the face. Sorry about your face, man.
That was Isaac Collins who got the C.J. Abrams leather to the dome. So a caught stealing of Collins wipes him out at second, and Jensen will reach on a walk. 2 down now here in the 4th inning. Michael, before we have to let you go, the home run challenge, you talked about it, all 30 Major League Baseball teams involved. What should people know about the home run challenge?
Well, we raise money for home runs. If you go to pcf.org, you can give contributions. But people around the country pledge money for home runs that hit. We prefer more home runs are hit from Labor Day to Father's Day.
So because of the walk at the plate, Collins not caught stealing. 2 on with 1 out, and Witt pops it up.
But the psychology around cancer, mutations in prostate cancer appear in almost 70 other forms of cancer. So many of the things we brought and new therapies are being used in other forms of cancer.
This one should be playable for Wood in right field. And there's 2 away now as Witt's retired.
So if you heard, I had a friend 30 years ago diagnosed with cancer, you're thinking, boy, they're not going to make it. Today, with 17 or 18 million Americans living normal lives that had some form of cancer, we've turned the corner in many ways on this disease, and AI is going to just accelerate these new therapies.
Fantastic. Well, Michael, thank you so much for all of your efforts, for joining us here on the broadcast, and
thank you.
All the work that you're doing for the Prostate
$1
Cancer
billion.
Foundation.
And let's get a few runs, okay, guys?
Let's do it.
Thank you.
Michael Milken, his annual visit to Nationals Park, joining us on Nationals TV. He's hoping for some Nationals homers today.
I hope for a lot of them.
Yep.
I had no idea today on that one.
Let's score some runs via the homer, and let's raise some money via the homer.
Got a bad pitch come. They charge him up, I think every inning or every other inning. They put him on the. CJ rolled out that wrist on the glove hand just after that Isaac Collins tag. It's almost like that version of the off throw by the infielder towards the first baseman going up the line, you know, and into the runner. You worry about that so often.
Dell now a 1-1 to Caglione, misses up and in. The Collins single, the Jensen walk in this inning. 2 free passes issued by Littell today. Next pitch will be number 80 for the veteran right-hander. Seats again.
Just continuing to get the foul balls.
Homers from Jensen, Rave, Thomas, and Massey for Kansas City so far. 3-2.
You know, the other day against the Mariners, the 27 foul balls, a lot were in, a lot were. I mean, it was like a pretty good mix as far as balls out of the zone, in zone. All the foul balls today have been in zone, except for that one. That's the first one off. Truly.
Pinballs down the line.
Play the angles.
Lewinder Avila threw 3 innings on 48 pitches. This will be now 83 coming from Littell with 2 runners on the move, and Caglione spoils another.
Slider, 4-seamer, slider, 4-seamer, splitter, sinker, slider, sinker, double ups. I mean, there's not been a double up. This reminds me of the Mariners game a little bit, just based on his execution, trying to get to the corners. They just fouled him, couldn't put him away.
Lack of a kill pitch. Didn't have a strikeout in that Mariners outing. Only 1 so far today. Yet another 3-2, and Caglione pulls this one foul.
Wow, what an adjustment down there. Nice. Play it off the angle, off the cut. Throw him the knuckleball.
Went with the splitter. Got the inside edge. And Littell strands 2 in the 4th. Nationals trail by 4. Meade, Abrams, Cruz coming up.
Tickets.
That's looking to get some offense going. Trailing 4-0 to the bottom of the 4th. Part of the order coming up, Meade, Abrams, and Cruz. They got their first 2 hits against Lewinder Avila last inning. Ruiz and Nunez with a pair of singles. Now trying to push some runs across, trailing by 4.
Just doing a boatload of sliders, 17 of them so far. He's averaging 25% of his arsenal. As that, it's 35 today. He's throwing it harder. It's almost up 2 miles an hour. Also helps getting a little expansion, or let's say a lot. A lot of this stuff, like we talked about expected numbers just in general, when you face a pitcher and you can some of the actual real numbers, what slugging percentages is for him against his sinker, 459, 400 against the slider, 516 against the four-seam fastball, 812. But then you look at the expected, it's all like 300, 200, 330, 378. Talk about this a lot. You kind of, if they're near, you kind of take it for real, and then if they're so far apart, you look at that and you probably bring it towards the middle.
Right. Meade pops one up down the right field line. Rave will drift with it, and he has it for the first out.
We'll celebrate the start of summer with no ticket fees from now through Monday. Ticket fees for Nationals home games are on us. Visit nationals.com/June.
CJ Abrams will get a second look at Avila. Interesting, coming into the game, Avila's numbers as a reliever this season in his 9 bullpen appearances. 761 OPS against. As a starter in his 4 starts entering the day, opposing hitters batting .321 with an OPS over 1,000 against him. A lot of that impacted obviously by that last outing at Houston where he gave up 8 runs in 2/3 of an inning. But more walks than strikeouts coming into the game as a starting pitcher. He's had the good stuff here today.
Yeah, I'd say this is a problem when you look at it. What he's been able to do, his ability to get first pitch strikes, not just with the fastball, with flipping over the curveball to the lefties. I mean, he's 5 for 5 with the curveball first pitch strikes.
How does that change an at-bat when?
Because again, it's a pitch that he doesn't throw a ton, right? But he's still able to lock in, do that.
Another chance in right for Rave. And there's 2 down.
Put you on your heels a little bit.
Cruz flew out to center field in the second.
And Nats hitters aren't picking it up too well either because you got 14, 15 swings on 22 sliders.
In the air out to center. 3 fly ball outs for Luinder Avila in the 4th. He's got a 4-0 lead.
Well, thanks for watching Nationals TV today. And if your friends aren't watching, tell them to. Because right now, streaming Nationals games at home are on the go for just $19.99 a month or $74.99 for the remainder of the season. Learn more at nationals.tv.
Thomas busts his bat, fouling one off to start the 5th.
Lane kind enough today to come out, see Tenley. It's her birthday. Happy birthday to my
birthday, Tenley Franzen.
My girl. She's 11. He just couldn't get over. He's like, "You're this tall now?" And I'm like, "Well, it's not that tall, but like you're tall."
11 years old and more mature than her father.
Yes, that's true. But one of her all-time favorites, Lane Thomas. She had a rough go first couple of years here, as far as like
guys getting traded away.
Favorites, and then.
Well, this is Lane's first trip back to D.C. The Guardians made a trip here after he was traded to Cleveland, but Lane was injured at the time, did not make that trip. So he's gotten a chance to catch up with former teammates, coaches, broadcasters. It's been great having him back. He's had a nice series. 3 for 10, 2 homers, 2 walks. Another 1-2 from Littell. Able to lay off the sweeper. This is in 3-2. Tell into the 90s with his pitch count. Mitchell Parker loosening here in the 5th. Thomas pops one up. Tell will be called off by his first baseman. Garcia snags it for the first out in the 5th.
He didn't want that, though. Appreciate him staying right there.
Gave it the good, like, show effort.
Right.
I got it. I got it.
Hey, guys, I'm here. Oh, yep, I'll get out of the way. Don't worry.
Michael Massey bats with one away. Grounds one down to Nasim Nunez. 2 outs here in the 5th. Long way to go still. Nationals trying to pick up a sweep for the first time in their last 6 chances. They are 0-5 in their last 5 opportunities to sweep a series. And that maybe is the only thing, Franny, that has stopped this 6-week stretch from becoming truly spectacular. The old saying, good teams win series, great teams sweep.
Well, I mean, again, you want to become a great team. You gotta start somewhere. Again, I mean, they like to drive the same cars too, right?
Yep. Started 4 games under. Since then, 8 games over. Showed in our opener graphic. Nationals with the 4th best winning percentage in baseball since May 6th. One and 2 to Salvador Perez. Fouls this one right side. Garcia will give it a look, and he'll run out of the room. First 2 games of this series for the Nationals started by lefties, Andrew Alvarez and Foster Griffin. Out to C.J. Abrams. Throw out Salvador Perez. So a 1-2-3 5th for Zach Littell.
Well, the NBA season is done, and it's about to start up again with the draft coming up. So join us at the ballpark Tuesday, June 23rd, as the Nats take on the Phillies and snag an exclusive Nationals basketball jersey. Shoot your shot. Nationals.com/promos.
First pitch swinging is Dale Lyle to lead off the bottom of the 5th. To left for Isaac Collins. So they've tried working long at bats against Avila, knowing his tendency to spray it a bit. They tried first pitch swinging. Not a whole lot working so far. Avila has gotten 13 outs on 60 pitches.
13 of 15 first pitch strikes.
That'll work.
That will work. He'll call timeout right here. Take as much time. Good job by Cabert.
Ruiz, one of the Nationals' 2 hits so far. Backs away from the fastball. Batting average now up to 286 for Keibert Ruiz. OPS into the 800s. Fouls it off left side.
Good swing right there.
Mentioned I talked to Bobby Wilson about Keibert the other day, and a lot of that conversation about his defense, obviously. Bobby, the catching instructor, but I asked him why he thinks the offense has come along with the improved play behind the plate, and he said that the Nationals talked with Keibert at some point. We know about the meeting where they They told him what they wanted to do offensively. But they also told him, we love that you're diving into trying to be such a good catcher, improving framing and working with your pitchers.
Right.
But you need to find time during the games to focus on your at-bats and focus on yourself. You need to be very conscious about how you're spending your time. Conversation there with Bill Miller behind the plate.
Trying to tell him where the line was.
But you think about all that catchers have to deal with during a game. In between innings, talking with their starting pitcher, how they want to attack hitters, what's working, what's not working. But apart from that, Bobby's saying you need to find time to lock in for yourself a little bit. Gabert's done that. Over to first for Caglione, and there's 2 down in the 5th. Last game of the homestands today, then it's off to Tampa, just a one-city trip. 3 games against the Rays, who are playing great baseball. Back home for a one-team homestand, 4 against the Phils.
Nothing like a one-city trip with 3 different start times.
Love that.
Do you?
Sarcasm.
Okay.
Another first pitch strike from Avila. Now a line drive out to left. That'll fall in front of Collins. So all 3 Nationals hits coming from the bottom third of their order today. Ruiz, Tena, and Nunez all with a single.
Pant legs down. First AB, strikeout. Second AB, pants up. Gotta change the look.
Thank you for saying pant legs down.
Not pants down. You got to do that.
See if Nasim Nunez can keep his perfect series going. He's reached in all 8 plate appearances. An infield single his last time.
My favorite when it comes to the pants thing and kind of like a superstition on the whole thing. Made me feel like he was real was Bryce. We're in Philly in 14. Struggled a little bit. Day game. He had pants down, going up, everything. Struck out. I think struck out the second time. I go in that third time to go get stretched out. Everything before a pinch hit appearance. Bah. Like just yard sale in there. Full new uni. I'm like, what are you doing? You out? And he's like, no, just new uni.
Trying something different.
Pants up, everything. I think he went 2 for 2 the rest of the game. I was like, that's awesome. He's like us.
At least in some ways.
One pant leg at a time.
Yep.
Yeah, I wouldn't say if it was everything, man. Full on.
See him go with batting gloves, 1 at bat.
Yeah.
Then just chuck him and go bare hands the next AB. Switch the actual bat. In the air left side. Long run for Collins. And in fair territory, he has it. Nasim Nunez is human. He's retired to end the 5th.
Dad?
Well, for Nasim Nunez 2 nights ago in the 4th inning. First and second, and you see his feet stop. We talk about this. How about him making the adjustment last night? Here at the top, keep those feet going just enough. Get behind the baseball. We're going to slow it up right here. Watch how he gets after on left. Left is Monday night, the air, turned hit, and right is making the play in the double play. And watch how he gets behind the baseball with his eyes on the right side. It is so different. You reach, you get away from there, you're going to take those bad hops, and it's just going to create even worse. You get behind it, it's like bunny. You get behind your glove, you see the baseball, you make that play, and he made it with ease and on a pretty much more difficult play last night than the one he made Monday night.
Stakes were certainly higher as well. Huge play in that 9th inning to help Gus Farland close it out. Good breakdown there. As we go top 6. New pitcher for the Nationals. Zach Littell done after 5 innings. Allowed 4 runs, all on solo homers. Gives way to Mitchell Parker. Hit well out to right. That'll back up James Wood. He'll play it off the wall. Knock him to the dirt. Turning and heading for third is Rave. A homer and a triple for John Rave, his first 2 hits as a big leaguer this season. And immediately Kansas City looks to add to their 4-0 lead here in the 6th.
Little 4-seamer middle at the top. He hammers this one, backspins it. You can see right here, gets his feet caught just enough. I think he expected it to be a little bit softer out there too, because that's what happens on most of these warning tracks out there.
RBI opportunity for Nick Lofton with the infield in.
It's turned around right here. Carry on that ball. I mean, we haven't seen it on our side now, but I didn't expect to get that far out. Expect maybe a safety squeeze too, and next couple ABs here.
As much as this game has been dominated by the Royals, Nationals are still within striking distance, but they'll need to rely upon Parker and the bullpen the rest of the way to give them a chance. Slider below the zone, and it's 2-1. And a tough go for Parker lately.
Yeah, his last inning, true inning plus of work. It's been 8 hits now. 1 homer. Both those games in San Francisco. They've given him quite a bit of time off. I mean, it's been 6 days since he pitched, 7 days since he pitched. 1 week ago today.
He's on the mound for that Bryce Eldridge walk-off grand slam in the series finale. Fires a 2-2 to Lofton and misses away. It's just been such a steady dose of sliders, and don't want to say that hitters are totally sitting on that pitch, but it hasn't felt like he's been able to get them off the slider much. He came up as a starter. It was 4-seamer, curveball, splitter, slider.
Well, he's ditched a split, really. I mean, we've seen it a couple times this year, and he's got 2 strikeouts on it. That's really when he's used it against righties. Like, this would be a great time to use it. Why not?
Goes to the breaking ball. It's tapped back to him. The runner back to third, throws out Lofton, and a big first out.
And with all due respect to Mitchell, this is something that he has had to grow and get better at and overcome.
And he has.
And he has. He's done a fantastic job of that this year. Not a lot of thought. Step and throw. Threw it for a strike. Nice job. I mean, you have to call it what it is. It was almost like the yips that he had with the glove.
Yeah.
Great job by Mitchell.
Really cleaned that up. Infield stays in for the Nationals here with Isaac Collins, who squares the bunt. Garcia will flip with his glove, but in ahead of the tag is Rave. That was beautifully played by Garcia. The Nationals work on this at times before games. Gave it everything he had, but a nice bunt and good hustle from Rave coming to the plate to make it 5-0 Royals.
Did I call it or did I call it?
You did.
So within the next 2 batters is going to happen. It's Matt Quatraro. He's from the Rays organization. But what a play by Louis. The only thing that you try that he did right there was make sure that that glove stays open, didn't close it. Sometimes you kind of get it and fling it. It's hard to be completely accurate where you want to go, and he gave it all he had, and that's the right play.
They give Isaac Collins a sacrifice, fielder's choice, and an RBI.
Just on Monday. Early work, what they were doing.
Yep.
Working on this and working. Blake was out there as the pitcher, making sure that the pitchers on either side of him were going full speed. They couldn't just go through the motion on it, and working on just that play.
What a day for Carter Jensen. 3 for 3 with a walk and a homer. And he puts 2 on with 1 out. Littell retired Bobby Witt 3 times. Out to right center. That'll bring home another Kansas City run. Dylan Cruz gets behind it. In to score is Collins. First to third goes Jensen. And Bobby Witt Jr. picks up his 30th RBI of the season and makes it 6-0 Royals. Well, let's go back in time. Back to 2018. Bobby Witt Jr. here as part of the high school home run derby as Nationals Park hosted the All-Star game. So during a break, during the big league home run derby, he came out.
They put it on the show.
Boy, did he. Got a photo later in the day with Bryce Harper, who won the big league home run derby. Got a little ice water bath there from one of his competitors. So Bobby Witt Jr. back in a ballpark where he made a statement as, what, a 17, 18-year-old.
That was with the metal bat, though, right?
Yeah.
That's incredible. I just think that whole scene, that derby in itself, how great it was.
That was nuts. It was Bryce Harper as a national against Kyle Schwarber. Pre-national. Bobby Witt, a member of a U18 team along with CJ Abrams. They were teammates on that Team USA U18 squad. That team was loaded.
Wasn't that Dylan on it?
Dylan was on it.
Yeah.
Anthony Volpe.
That's right. PCA. That's the one.
I asked CJ if PCA was on the team. He couldn't remember if it was that one or a different one.
My bad. I got
yeah.
Dan, I had multiple rosters I was on in my career.
But I asked him what he remembers about Bobby Witt Jr. from those days, and he said it's much the same as he is now. He was just super talented. He said that both he, being Abrams, and Witt were kind of quiet, and so in a way they sort of gravitated towards each other.
Oh, that's right. It was Bobby, CJ, Riley Green, Corbin Carroll, Jack Leiter.
Carroll. Yeah.
Volpe. Reese Hines, who was in that video right there. Oh my gosh.
Line drive double play ends the 6th inning with Witt being doubled off, and yesterday James Wood went through some BP with Kevin Franzen.
So would you say that homer against Ryan Stanek this year to center field, that was like the height of the fence the entire time? Is that your favorite one?
What was that? I don't know. I don't know if I have a favorite, but that was definitely a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
As Zim said, the second baseman and the center fielder both jumped for it and they went out.
Well, here's that home run that Franny and James were talking about. April 6th. Listen to the bat crack. Don't get to admire James Wood's homers for too long because they are out of the yard before you know it. A missile off of Ryan Stanek. And here are James's National League ranks this season. Leading the league in runs, in walk percentage. 20 home runs. This is his spray chart against righty and lefties.
Look at the dispersion. It's equal.
Using a little bit more of the yard against left-handed pitching.
Let's just be honest. If he was being sized up for golf clubs there, Dan, it'd be pretty easy to figure it out. He's got the right bat on that one. His last swing of the day yesterday, during that conversation, flipped one off the W in the batter's eye. Just flipped it, no big deal. Special. And I love that JY talking about him today. What he's able to do. How smart he is.
Yeah, I think that's the part that people don't realize about James Wood, because he's
Because he's quiet.
He's quiet. He just kind of moves around slowly. Really bright. Really sharp. And we thank him for wearing that two-way mic with us yesterday. Avila's still out there. 5 great innings for him, has allowed just 3 hits. He'll face Wood, Garcia, and Mead here in the 6th. Day off for the Nationals tomorrow before they start that 3-game series at Tampa.
Do you think they went out there and talked like, look, you haven't even thrown a strike and you have 2 strikes already on them right now. Continue that. Guy behind the plate's giving us a lot. Let's go. You gotta feel like at some point you do that. Like, just be around. Like, that's an easy ball call.
Makes it 2-2. Talked about and seen the struggles of the Royals bullpen this series. Love to get Avila in some trouble and force the hand of Matt Quatrero here.
I don't even think it's a thought. Just right now, the way he's gone, Pepper in the strike zone.
Another 2-2. Wood checks off the slider. 3-2. Payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Seen a lot of first pitch curveballs from Avila today. That time he goes with the curve for the kill pitch.
He just pops it just enough where it feels like it's going to hang. And the ones that he's shown a little bit earlier didn't have as much break in. It's been more straight 12-6. That one kind of pulled a little bit. His first strikeout of the year with the curveball against a lefty. That's when you know you're feeling it. And we talked about this about James. I mean, he throws a 3-2 curveball to lefties 6% of the time. Like, you are just not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
You aren't. He's 81% four-seam fastball and sinker to lefties. 81%. So he goes curveball.
That's what James Wood does to opposing pitchers.
And maybe in a 6-0 game, maybe that helps out. Like, you could do that.
Yeah. Carter Jensen to the challenge.
The strike call or the ball call.
Whatever it was.
Whatever it was, I'm right. Whatever I am.
Kansas City has 2 challenges remaining.
Didn't want to say the call was overturned.
18 for 35 this year for Carter Jensen.
2-1 to Garcia. Able to keep his hands back. 3-1. One of the hottest hitters, especially with runners in scoring position, over the last 3 weeks or so.
And you're like, oh, it was boosted by a 6 RBI game. And you're like, okay, yeah, it was. But that's also, what, 10 more games added on? Just being able to keep going? I mean, more than that. He's been consistent. We've talked about he's even given away 2 runners at third, fewer than 2 moments this week.
Yeah.
Where he's been just as dialed in as any hitter in baseball. There's no one that's been better in that situation this year. I mean, he's 13 of 16 getting that runner in from third.
That's crucial.
I mean, that's your easy RBI, right? Like, that's how you build up those numbers.
Yeah. It's a skill.
It is. You're a hunter. You become a hunter.
Overall, with runners in scoring position this season, batting .317. Trying to set the table for the Nationals here in the 6th. Awaits a 3-2 and lines it over to third. Nick Lofton elevates for the second out.
Well, part of that's crazy for Louis today. 2 of his outs going the other way with 2 strikes, where it didn't feel like he was in the at bat. Like, you had, you know, flailing early because nasty stuff. Stays in it, hammers one to shortstop, hammers that one to third base. You just love to see it, because I feel like there's that moment that he just kind of corralled it in and said, all right, here you go, boys, this is for you.
Wonder if this is the last hitter for Avila. Saw the left-hander veteran Mastrom warming for them. CJ Abrams waits on deck. Spin expansion low, spin expansion high, away, in. 3-1. And he walked him. 2-out, 3 pass issued to Curtis Mead, and that'll bring Abrams to the plate here in the 6th.
And that's going to be it. One of those end on a high moment kind of things, but not a high, but you know what I mean? Like, wow.
Lefty-lefty matchup coming up here.
Celebrate, boys.
Got Avila out of the game.
Order or request Cologuard Plus online.
They're excited to have Linder Avila out of the game. Curtis Mead drawing a 2-out walk to extend the 6th inning. And with CJ Abrams due up, it's a lefty-lefty matchup for the Royals.
Well, 24th game here for Matt Strahm. 3-1, 9 holds, 5.4 ERA. Pretty good history as far as knowing one another, CJ Abrams and Matt Strahm.
Longtime Philly. Abrams takes ball 1.
Gives you that little crossfire look, first base side, coming way across. He's trying to pepper that outside part. 4-seamer slider. A little changeup, but lefty's getting slider sinker. 4-seamer.
Strahm has had Abrams' number so far in their career head-to-heads. Abrams 1 for 11 with a double.
It's just enough behind him that you could see a little pull off from CJ and understand it. Like, just lefties don't like that one. They don't like that look.
Called ball 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Abrams looking for his first big hit of the series. Just 1 for 10 so far. It's one well out to right center. That's going to split the gap and bang off the wall. CJ Abrams going to get the Nationals on the board here. As in just ahead of the tag is Mead. Abrams thought about advancing to third as the ball got away. He'll stay at second, content with a 2-out RBI double.
Well, ball's roasted right there. Nicely done for C.J. Abrams. Yeah, the Nats 105 off the bat here. Four-seam fastball. Stays on it, stays tight through it. And a great exchange from Lane Thomas to Bobby Witt Jr. You thought this had a chance. I wonder if that ball is caught. Does he get him? We'll never know.
Abrams picks up RBI number 54. And Dylan Cruz going to send one down the line. That'll get Abrams to the plate. Cruz going to try and stretch it to extra bases. Tag applied by Witt, and he's out. Abrams tapped home ahead of the tag, so the run will count. And the Nationals want a challenge.
Well, nice on this. Little cutter backs up.
Washington is challenging the outcall at second base.
Get through the base, get through the plate. Oh, he's safe. So you hesitate just a little bit, but he's right off. Right on the face. Nicely done. This should be quickly done. Well, for Matt Strom against righties this year, 8 homers given up. Perfect slide.
Well, it might sound like a second guess, but Freddie, when they made that pitching change with Luinder Avila through 5 2/3 tremendous innings, having thrown 91 pitches, we were wondering whether this might have been the smartest move. Obviously want the lefty-lefty matchup against Abrams, but he brought in a run with a double. Dylan Cruz has made it 6-2. And if this goes as we think it will, he'll be standing in scoring position.
Well, I just don't. To me, I don't get it. Just based on the fact that like the first 2 ABs for CJ against Avila they weren't good. They were no bueno. And sometimes I feel like when you have a 6-run lead, you allow that to happen. You let it play out a little bit more. But you look at that 1 for 11 and you're like, all right. Why is this taking so long? Like, what are we doing?
Dylan Cruz shaking his head, saying you totally whiffed on the tag, Bobby.
After review, the call in the field stands.
Oh my goodness.
The runner is out.
You gotta be kidding me.
Oh my goodness.
This is awful.
The Nats get 2 in the 6th. Blake Butera cannot believe it.
Consoles.
Well, the Nationals got on the board and cut this to a 4-run deficit in the 6th, but we are still befuddled at how that inning ended. Nationals challenged the ruling at second base, where Dylan Cruz was called out. Sure looked like Bobby Witt Jr. got nothing but dirt on the tag, but they said the call stands.
Awful. Pretty simple, pretty easy. We saw it on the board. They got it wrong in New York as well. Awful. Awful.
Well, bottom line, the ruling is what it is. The Nationals are back in this game down 4, and Mitchell Parker has to challenge some hitters and throw strikes. Started Lane Thomas with 3 straight out of the zone. And a 4-pitch walk to start the top of the 7th.
One more play. Look at this play right here. Okay. Where did he tag him? He hasn't tagged him yet.
What about here? Nope.
Tagged him with the wrist. Wrist is not part of the glove. Last I checked.
Bunt down the line. Curtis Mead will come get it, and a good throw. Gets Michael Massey by a step, so the sacrifice 5-3 moves Lane Thomas into scoring position with one out.
A nice play right here by Curtis Mead, having that decision made. Quick throw over there, but a perfect bunt.
Brings up Salvador Perez, 1 for 11 in this series.
Just awful. I still can't. Like, what are we doing? That's why we have replay. Figure it out.
Two.
Well, the good thing is CJ scored.
Two out runs for the Nationals. Done a great job in that category this season. Perez pops a curveball down the line. Long run for Nunez. He gets there in fair territory and has out number 2. Royals have some righties on their bench.
Why does this scorekeeper official score have to tell us that it's fair territory? Just wondering.
Yeah, I don't know.
I appreciate everything they do. Fantastic stuff. But
this has been a tough out today for Nats pitchers. John Rave homered in the 2nd, tripled in the 6th, and has scored twice. All right, so the replay official in Midtown Manhattan ruling on this play was Jansen Visconti. We just got word from Major League Baseball. Their explanation: after viewing all relevant angles, the replay official could not definitively determine that the batter runner touched second base prior to the fielder applying the tag.
copy paste. That's what they do. Copy paste. I think we could all agree. You could have Royal fans come up here and they'd be like, yeah, doesn't look like you got him.
Slider got the bottom of the zone, 1-1. A number of times this season across the major league landscape that we've seen a call that so clearly to the naked eye looks like it should be overturned, but the call from Midtown Manhattan is that it stands.
And there's some that have benefited the Nats that we'll say that on too.
Sure. James Wood in and now back. And well done by Mitchell Parker. Strands a man in scoring position. Keeps the Nats down by 4 as we stretch.
Kids.
7th inning of baseball here at Nats Park. The Nationals won their series against the Royals yesterday with the help of Foster Griffin. 6 innings of brilliant work. We had him on pregame today, and it was a lot of fun. We had some rapid-fire questions to throw at him. One asking what his favorite at-bat was from his outing, and he said, listen, you know, getting Tolbert there at the end was impressive for me, but also Salvador Perez as well. The fact that he's, you know, potentially a future Hall of Famer and has so much fun out on the mound was nice. And, you know, I asked him what it was like to face the team that originally drafted him. He said there was a little extra juice, but at the end of the day, I'm just going out there and doing my job. One fun question, though. Give me the thing that you say in Japanese that still stands out to you. And he said, well, I taught it to Jake Urban, and we say it when we sit down for a meal in the clubhouse. Itadakimasu. So you guys, passing that along to you, and you can use that when you guys sit down for a pregame meal. Dan?
Well done on that pronunciation, Alexa. That was...
The what?
See, you got to attack it with confidence.
Yeah, no, I that was too fast.
There's Jake. Dale Lyle retired for the first out, bottom 7. Mentioned how the Royals lost their closer, who was outstanding for them last year. Carlos Estevez led the majors with 42 saves last season, gave up 6 runs in his first appearance of this season, and hasn't pitched since. So they've elevated Lucas Ursig to their highest leverage role. He will get the bottom of the 7th here, retired Lyle. Now he'll face Ruiz and Tenna.
Yeah, look at those numbers. High walk rate, Not that nearly as many strikeouts, but a 5.81 ERA this year. We saw him a couple years ago in Oakland. That time for the A's. The Bay Area native, San Jose kid. Went to Westmont High. Danny Gladden went there. Announcer for the Twins.
Yeah.
Longtime player.
Erceg is retired the first 2 he's faced here, bottom 7. 12 saves on the season.
Last outing, the 12th. He went 2 innings against Houston. You got to feel like he's going to do that again today. At least.
98 in there to make it 1-1 to Tenna. He's walked 19 in 26 and a third innings this year.
Oh, quick pitch.
And way outside with the changeup.
Yeah, that's the stuff that you saw. Jose Tenna, who's got a leg kick normally, just kind of stopped in his tracks right there.
Up and in, 3-2 now. Nationals have scored at least 6 runs in all 4 games in their current 4-game winning streak. Looking for some late offense here to get back in this one. Tenna fouls off a fastball to stay alive. Averaging nearly 5.5 runs per game this season. Got him on the slider. Erceg makes quick work of the Nats' bottom 7, and the Royals hold their 4-run lead to the 8th.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Washington Nationals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals.
They're grooving here at Nationals Park today. Nationals have been grooving lately. Won 8 of their last 11 ball games. Wrapped up another series win over the Royals yesterday. But they'll need the offense to come alive late, and P.J. Poulin hoping to keep it a 4-run deficit. Comes out of the bullpen to face Lofton, Collins, and Jensen.
For P.J. Poulin, check out his numbers right there. 28th game this year, 3-0. 3.42 ERA. We're seeing strikeouts 1-1 really with the walks. It's about that first guy he faces as well. The lefties coming in, trying to get their job. Attack the strike zone, quality sweeper right there. 4-seamer sinker changeup.
Two and one. Interesting with this Royals team. They entered the season with a 45% chance to make the postseason. In a AL Central that is typically pretty wide open. I mean, the Guardians can count on them to be in the thick of it, but it's not the strongest division, it's safe to say. You can pad your record with some wins within the division. The Royals, after quite a postseason drought, they won the World Series and didn't make the playoffs for quite a bit after that. Ground ball right side, playing in the hole is Garcia, who will feed Poulin, and there's one out. It's a 2015 World Series win for Kansas City, then Didn't finish over 500 in the 8 seasons that followed. Won 86 games in 2024. Won a wild card series before falling in the ALDS. Last year, 82 wins, missing the postseason. And now, the worst record in the American League. A lot of injuries.
Yep.
But certainly not the first half that they expected to have.
No, be decimated with the injuries right now. Vinny Pasquantino, Pasquatch. So it was Hamate, right?
Hamate. Cole Reagans has been so good for them in their rotation. He's on the IL and then suffered a setback in his rehab. Trying to come back from an elbow issue. Chris Bubich was in their rotation as well. He too suffering a setback on his rehab.
All within a couple, I think a week or like it was like a week span, something like that.
Yeah.
A couple week span.
And then Seth Lugo taking a 107-mile-an-hour comebacker off the forehead.
A couple years ago when they made those moves to get Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, and all them, like just pulling off the Lucas Ursig trade.
Well handled by Curtis Mead down at third. Throws out Collins for the second out. There's the scary Seth Lugo injury. His former teammate Brandon Nimmo lines one off Lugo's head, and you can immediately see Nimmo's reaction. Touched first safely and then sprinted over to the mound to check on Seth Lugo. We got a joke for Nimmo.
Hit a homer. Serious?
Don't hit my forehead. Just leave the yard. Carter Jensen bats with 2 down. Line fair down the line. Garcia extended that arm but couldn't get to it. That'll go deep into the corner. And Jensen, a perfect 5 for 5 reaching base here today. 4 hits, 2 of them extra base hits. And on base 5 times.
A little spinny sweeper right there. Good player. He got off to a little bit of a slow start this year, but starting to find his way.
Hit 300 with a OPS in the mid 900s last year in his first major league stint. Gets Bobby Witt Jr. to the plate here in the 8th.
He's like Bobby Witt's that perfect example too of how hard the big leagues are, and then you get into that rhythm, right? We were there Memorial Day weekend, I think it was, back in 23, and he was struggling at that point. He couldn't hit a fastball up into that. It's like the moment we left, it was like towards the end of it. The moment we left till now, he's this Bobby Witt Jr. It's like special player.
Yeah. One for 4 today. Sweeper misses the outer edge. Three and one now. Lefty waiting on deck, and Jack Caglione. Have a base open down at first. See how careful Poulin is with Bobby Witt in a 3-1 count. Caught a little bizarrely there by Ruiz. Might have had the plate. but it's called ball 4. Puts 2 on with 2 out. Gabriel got handcuffed there a little bit.
I mean, we recognize with Simon like how if he walks out there, it's more of a conversation to everybody else. He runs out there, it's a one-on-one. Like nobody else is talking. I think that's what we picked up on the cadence of him. Every pitching coach has a different style, the way they go about things. But you get that point where it's like, all right, you get those first two outs. Let's go. Stay on the attack.
Got ground balls off the bat of Lofton and Collins. And the Jensen pulled double, followed by a free pass to Witt. And now a lefty-lefty matchup with Caglione. Both runners go. Ruiz down to third. Safe is the call. So the Royals execute a double steal. Jensen to third, Witt to second. And this was bang bang.
Yeah, but it's also like perfect timing. Think about it. You had some speed out there, even with the Carter Jensen out there. He could scoot, man. But you're thinking about that pitcher, what he's thinking. I got to attack, attack, attack. First move, they went easy. Wow.
Caglione, I think, is going to win this challenge.
Not even close.
We've seen some home plate umpires. I mean, they're human. We've seen some have a tough day behind the plate, but the misses from Bill Miller today have been large misses. They're having trouble pulling up the ABS system here, and if they cannot, if the pitch did not register.
After review, the pitch was a ball. The call was correct.
So they didn't show it. We don't
Kansas
have
City
it
has one challenge remaining.
in
That's right.
stadium.
This is correct.
But they got it on the ABS system and clearly below the zone.
Yeah.
What's that?
I don't.
Yeah, my mistake. The count is 2-0. The call was overturned.
Matt Quattrero making sure that Bill Miller and the Royals on the same page with the count. So Poulin behind Caglione 2-0. Got the inner edge. 2-1. Jensen at third, Witt at second. Another front door sweeper fouled off the leg of Caglione. 2-2. Nationals will send 9-1-2 to the plate, bottom 8. Poulin hoping to strand 2 in scoring position and keep his team down by 4. Tap foul.
Dot him up right here. Here you go.
Another 2-2. Hit high in the air out to right.
That's too high.
Towards the line is Wood. Nasim Nunez making the trek out there, and Wood will call him off. So Poulin does indeed strand 2. Keeps the Nats within striking distance to the bottom of the 8th.
If you can go at will to left and do that, then we could talk. Like,
yeah.
you could do that at will. Do you love that about like your swing and knowing that you can go that way at any point in time?
Yeah, I think it makes it a little bit easier for me. Just not being able to have to be
catch everything way out in front, so I just kind of got to use that to my advantage.
I think he's done that. James Wood using the two-way mic to chat with Franny during BP yesterday. That was awesome.
It was great.
That second here, bottom 8. Nasim Nunez hoping to set the table for him.
Ersic only going 1. John Schreiber.
Yep, right-hander out of the Kansas City bullpen. Misses up, and it's 1-1 to Nunez, who has raised his OPS 60 points over the course of this series.
Some numbers right there for John Schreiber. He's the one that looks like he's going to go down sidearm, leans over that way to third base side, and then just goes over the top. Like it's a little low 3/4 release. It's a very confident.
Batter's challenging the strike call.
Having some problems with the system here in ballpark, but there it is, and Nasim got it right.
The pitch was a ball. Washington has 1 challenge remaining.
It's 3 of 8 this season now.
Flips the count from 1-2 to 2-1. Lines one, just fell down the left field line.
Oh, what a snag. Great one. Good reaction. Tarps off.
Good take by Nunez on a running four-seamer, 3-2. Nunez in this series 5 for 6, 2 triples, 3 walks. Looking to reach to lead off the 8th.
Just like where he's staying right now. Nice, simple, easy swing. No ad in there, right? That's a big thing.
Another payoff pitch from Schreiber.
Beauty. There you go. All strikes.
This one's fair, and it's another knock for Nunez. Over the head of Lofton into left field. Nasim Nunez 2 for 3 today. 6 for 7 in the series, and he's aboard to start the 8th.
Well, great job by Nas, fighting right there, fighting with 2. Tries to flip a little breaking ball on the outside part, stay on it. Look at the hips, everything staying flat. No slide through. That's all you need. We throw up slugging percentage all we want with him, but to me, his slugging percentage adds the stolen base in there, right? On base percentage, average for him are going to be key.
James Wood looking to check in. 0 for 3 today. Ground ball. What a pick by Massey. Will flip to Witt, and they'll turn the 4-6-3. Seen some quality infield work by both teams in this series.
A very similar play to that one that Nas made last night against Jack Caglione. Nasty top spinner right there, and I think, you know, more than anything, Massey with a great first step gets the ball on the long hop, not the short hop. He gets it on the short hop, who knows what happens. But that, it skipped off that grass, kicked out to him. Just a bit high.
Just like that, the base is clear for Schreiber. One and one to Luis Garcia Jr. Nationals will send Cade Cavalli, Miles Michaelis, and Andrew Alvarez to the hill in Tampa. Rays have not issued probable starters just yet.
going to the lab.
Crunching the numbers.
Wouldn't doubt it.
12 games over 500 entering play today. Roller out to Massey. A little easier this time to his left. And Schreiber allows a leadoff hit and then faces the minimum in the 8th.
PG.
For every strikeout recorded by any Nationals pitcher this season, Washington area Toyota dealers will donate $50 to the Children's Inn at NIH. Paxton Schultz out of the Nats bullpen. He'll get the top of the 9th inning. Royals will send Thomas, Massey, and Perez to the plate.
23rd game here for Paxton. Went last night, got the win. 15 pitches, 11 strikes. Cutter was great. Now a ball right there.
Flip a coin. Fifth plate appearance of the day for Thomas. Homer walk. And now that he's leaving town, I think we both hope that he keeps up this hot streak that he's found here in D.C.
Yeah.
Love to see him finish strong for the Royals. Who knows, maybe get sent to a playoff contender at the deadline.
I think that's fair to say.
Guy who mashes left-handed pitching.
And we know what he does, and he elevates in that clubhouse.
Two and two.
If James were not to get an AB again today, it's only the 11th game this year, I think, that he didn't reach base safely.
In 75 games.
Yeah.
Wow. Payoff pitch to Thomas.
Or 12th.
Either way, it's good.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane to think.
And for a guy who's played every single game, too, it's not like he's had opportunities to rest, to reset. And they're all 75 games so far. Right to the outside corner. Lane Thomas going to challenge.
Batter challenging the strike call.
Bill Miller going to win a challenge? Yes, he will.
Call is confirmed. Kansas City has 1 challenge remaining.
Lane's 2 for 4 this year. Great pitch by Paxton Schultz.
Brings up Michael Massey. Able to check his swing, 1-1. Looking around the major league landscape today, the Marlins blowing out the Phillies. Miami continuing to play good baseball. Win today gets them a game under 500. Padres over St. Louis 3-0. Cardinals entered today 9 games over 500. 7-3 in their last 10.
Still surprising?
Yes.
I mean, Dustin May stepped up for them. He's actually pitched really well consistently for most of the year. Michael McGreevy.
Nunez to the backhand, works around it, and throws out Massey.
Well, he continues his strong work up the middle and at the plate today. Backhand, keeps the feet. Look at just that little slight turn, right? Instead of going and continuing out towards that left field foul pole. Watch when he gets it, and then he gets around it. Creates that angle just enough. Sometimes guys are maybe a step or two off from trying to create that. Getting back towards first base, make the throw a little easier.
Nationals had a night game last night, 1 o'clock game today, and Nasim Nunez was out at 10:45 this morning, taking grounders. Lifted out to left, down the line, and that'll fall for Perez. Turns an 0 for 4 into a 1 for 5 with a single down the line.
Here his teammates hooting and hollering over there at the first base side. A pinch run for him with Cameron Meisner.
So Meisner down at first, 2 away, and here's John Rave. It'll be Meade, Abrams, and Cruz for the Nats' bottom 9.
Game really hasn't had a good rhythm to it, huh?
Nope.
I wonder what that might be.
Royals took control of this one early on. Had 4 solo homers off Zach Littell in the first 3 innings. These two teams exchanged 2-run outputs in the 6th inning. But Luinder Avila was fantastic. One and one on Rave.
Oh, what a stick. Perfect pitch. Nicely done. Who's the thing with him as a hitter? You know it too, right? Like there's no budge right there going, hey, I'm going to no. I'm like, dang. That had to be corner.
Yep. Yeah. 1-2 now from Schultz. Runner goes from first. Ruiz will fire a throw down. Abrams applies the tag, and Meisner's out. So a caught stealing ends the top of the 9th. We go to the home half with the Nationals down by 4. Sending 3-4-5 to the plate. One last chance to come back and sweep the Royals.
Well, Kids Eat Free is back at Nationals Park from now until Labor Day. Kids 12 and under can get a free hot dog, bag of chips, and a bottle of water at all home games all summer long. For more information, head to nationals.com/kids-eat-free.
Got $5 Tuesdays. You got Kids Eat Free. A lot of excuses to bring the family to the ballpark. Nationals trail by 4 to the bottom of the 9th. Meade, Abrams, and Cruz due up. And at least for today, guy getting the 9th inning for Kansas City is the right-hander Alex Lang. Strike in there to start the AB with Meade.
He's 4-4 in saves, but obviously not a save opportunity. A lot of time with the Tigers. Slider, sinker, changeup, four-seamer, cutter. A lot of pitches for backhand guy.
The first rounder of the Cubs out of LSU. sinker down and in. 1-2.
He goes old school look with the mock turtle cut off, no doubt. Call that the chipper.
Did that hit bat or hand? Curtis Mead hit by a pitch, apparently. Royals are taking a look in their dugout. Got the arm guard. So a hit by pitch and a 2-strike count puts Mead aboard to start the 9th.
Yep, double doink.
Abrams picked up an RBI double in the 6th. This one clanks off the glove of Jensen. That'll allow Mead to advance 90 feet.
Well, we've seen this a couple times the last couple weeks. For the Nats trying to come back in a game where they're trying to frame a strike one down the middle more than anything.
Held off, and it's 0-2. You never know these days the importance of having a runner at second base in the late innings. Not saying the Nationals are relaying pitch locations or pitch types, but that is something that we've seen across Major League Baseball a little bit more and more.
Alex Lang does a pretty good job of hiding it too. You can tell guys that conscious of it, a little flatter with their gloves against the stomach, maybe higher towards the letters. But you'll see guys with their gloves wide open trying to make sure you can't see in there. Close it off. And with no repercussions. Guys are going to continue to do it. One of my favorite part, I think I miss a lot, is watching guys and seeing, are they doing it? Are they giving pitches? Let's go.
Abrams pops one up. Playable in front of the plate for Jensen, who will be called off, and it's Caglione who makes the play. Had the pitcher bailing out there, you had corner infielders converging.
Did Lofton call this one and Caglione just was under it? Someone's got to take charge. Lofton does. He's the one with the arm outs, and at the very end, Jack Caglione. Good pickup by our field mics on that one.
And I think a smart call.
Yeah, very smart.
By
Very
Lofton
smart.
Giving way to the big boy.
That was the one that we had earlier in the year with Kabert, where we're like, just slightly off.
Yeah. One out, bottom 9. Here's Dylan Cruz. Able to check his swing. Cruz 1 for 3 today with an RBI. Brought in Abrams with the second run for the Nationals in the 6th inning, but then was thrown out trying to stretch a single into a double.
Yeah, it's one that you're going to question just in general. I didn't mind it, but maybe the hesitation at home, thinking if you fouled it off. That's about the only thing.
Out to shallow left center. Thomas is there, and there's 2 away. Well, the Nationals keep winning series.
Keep stacking them.
They will have losses bookending this homestand. Opening that Seattle series with a 10-2 defeat. Then 1-4 straight. Trail by 4 here with 2 outs, bottom 9. Lyle down the right field line, foul.
Let's try to go Nas.
Yeah.
Like very similar as far as lofting that, massaging one down the line. It's got company when it comes to 3 triples on the year. Luis Garcia. Himself. Nas now. JY's at 2. That's a part of this offense of why we continue to talk about it. Like, yes, there's homers involved, but a lot of doubles. Starting to hit a few more triples with the speed they have.
Langs 1-1. Misses in. Two and two. Royals a strike away from salvaging the last game of this 3-game set, picking up their 30th win of the season. Two pitch to Lyle. Popped up. Foul over the Royals dugout.
Nats got 6 more extra base hits than Dodgers, who were next in line. Which it was the Giants that were ahead of the Nats right as the series was going on there. They were extra base hot.
Now it's the Nats who lead Major League Baseball in that category. Lyle, a fly ball out to right. That'll push Rave into the corner, and just shy of the wall, he has it. The Royals hold on. They win 6-2 here today. They salvage the last game of this 3-game series. The Nationals miss another opportunity to sweep. They're now 0-6 in their last 6 chances to sweep a series. But they win 4 of 6 on this homestand. Day off tomorrow before the 3-game set starts in Tampa on Friday. Alexa Dad is next with National Postgame.
Regroup at the Shrubbery.
The Nationals won their 4th straight series yesterday. They have won 9 of their last 11 series, 8 of their last 12 games overall. Unfortunately, 0-6 going for the sweep this season after they swept the Brewers early on this season. But not able to extend their winning streak to a season-high 5 games. They fall to 16-22 at home, 23-14 on the year, though. They'll look to keep that going strong as they head to Tampa Bay for a 3-game series. They are 41-29 this season, 2.5 games behind the Yankees in the AL East. It was a 4-2
series. You know, another series win for you guys. What do you take from the series? You guys head to Tampa this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, every game matters. Great to win a series, but at the end of the day, we want to win every game we possibly can. So leaving here without finishing the series, we feel like we didn't finish our business.